Okay, this is a video. I was asked by several people to compare the Peacock Spring 1 and the Legacy 3 by ThieAudio, and I prepared to do that. And I actually did that for, what time is it now? 7:52? 2 hours and 50 minutes, pretty much. Let's say 2.5 hours that I was actually doing that. I laid one graph over the other. Both of them have good bass. They've got decent mids. The trajectory of the Pina gain is slightly different, and the way that they treat post 2K is different, and that kind of brought about me going from what was Tupac, Picture Me Rolling, Michael Jackson, Want to Be Starting Something, Aerosmith, No More, No More, Black Sabbath, Sweet Leaf, to two totally different things, which was Stevie Nicks and Gordon Lightfoot, because I wanted male and female vocals that I was very familiar with. And then I referenced a video that I had seen previously, which is Harmonics of the Voice, Magic Ascent. This is important. He only took 5 minutes to do something very, very important, so I'll not waste more than that explaining it. I'll just link to it and you go watch it. I think I commented and I think he deleted it. He's only got 174 subs and 8 comments, but I guess maybe he thought I was trolling for subscribers or something, but I said, good job, or something like that. And he records himself and then starts breaking it down on the scale, like only this part and only this part, and then adding and adding and adding until you get to complete. Basically is what he does. Like a very, very simple, but it goes to show you what this does and what you can imagine the de-emphasis or the emphasis of this will maybe do, and that would be reflected on a graph. Doesn't take it away. So Stevie Nicks sounds like Stevie Nicks on both of these sets, obviously. The difference in her voice is on this set, the Legacy 3, it sounds more live and not shouty. It's perfect for vocals. And on the Peacock, it sounds more monitorish, where it sounds subdued. It sounds just like Stevie's beautiful voice, but it sounds, my brain is more kind of spread out with Lindsey Buckingham and the drummer, and I'm kind of, it's monitorish. It makes me start to like, oh, listen to the drums, or, you know, listen, this Lindsey's a really good guitarist, or I have more, it's a monitor. That's the best way I could put it. So Gordon Lightfoot and Stevie Nicks both sound exactly the same. If you were to take this area and boost this up, you might start to get really messed up vocals because you're playing with the fundamental, and then there's no real difference with the harmonics. But this differences that go on in the treble with some instruments can be quite noticeable. With vocals, it's, I guess it depends on the vocalist, how loud they're singing, the quality of the recording, because Gordon Lightfoot and Stevie Nicks, with this difference, which is clearly in the harmonic zone of the male and female voices, was different but appealing in both ways. However, having said that, and also, I think that the Peacock is going to have 4 seasons, and I came up with an idea. Get a box that you can put all 4 seasons in, like a collector's edition, because the first one, Spring, is, I think it's really, really good. And then the other 3 could be different types of tuning with different colors, because it's using the Peacock shell inside paint from the inside, so you can't scratch it because the paint's on the inside of it. Looks beautiful. It sounds really good. Maybe the next one will be like a gold and white cable with a gold, you know, the hippie shell that I got with the other Peacock. So I still wreck this. I think it's fantastic. I think the Legacy 3 is on another level. As a matter of fact, I have a problem because it's so good. Let me get to music now. Listening to Aerosmith, No More, No More. I have drummers and musicians that I'm blessed watch my channel, as they know, because they're musicians. The cymbal, like all instruments, has a proper life and death, and then there's everything else. But there's one way to do it right, and you know it when you hear it, because it's mental, it's memory. Your library in your mind, and the times that you heard in school and the auditorium, or went to a live event, or you know what these things are supposed to sound like, and when they sound right, it's a kind of a euphoric feeling. It feels really nice when you hear things in the way that your brain expects them. Let me play this real quick. No more, no more. 7-8 seconds is the first notable strike. $12 and $13 is the second one. Sometimes that's as far as you need to go to know if a set's going to be really good. I know that sounds very simplistic, but if the cymbals are dying off really quickly, what's the point with my library? 70s rock, 90s, Alice in Chains, Aerosmith, you guys have seen my stuff. If cymbals are coming in wrong, that's a big problem for a great part of my library. So it's a big deal to me that that gets done right, and then we move forward from there. And it just getting better and better. Steven Tyler sounded absolutely fantastic. I wrote Kill Bill. Kill Jill, it's got that triple hit that I was talking about, how the headphones couldn't get it. The middle hit, the lowest, maybe in the 45 hertz zone. Savage. I wrote Savage bass and underline. It sounded fantastic. Really, 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 really nice. This has got a very beautiful, you can see the driver shell. The wiring is, you can hardly see it. I don't know what they're doing. See the back of it? That plate? It's very, 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 very Spartan inside there. It's very nice though. That driver is very good because it's playing that hit on Kill Jill. Really, really good. And I started getting really excited. And then I listened to Grateful Dead Ripple and just was blown away. And then the Peacock fell away. And the whole idea of the comparison fell away. And you're maybe thinking, dude, what the fuck? Sorry. I got bigger fish to fry, and I'll mention that as it's coming up because it's a problem, and I'm going to be really, really blunt and frank with you guys. I wrote BLON with an Aero L3 step-up option. When everybody in this hobby is addicts. When you take a picture of your set and post on a forum, you're an addict sharing your addiction, and you're stimulating other people's addictions. When I do videos, I do the same thing. We're all kind of in this thing together, and other normal people come in and then they get out. Like, you don't know. There's a lot of people that got the BLON that are stoked because I never heard from them again. Usually people that are not happy will definitely make themselves known because that's their money. And I've heard people that were not happy with the BLON, but I've heard a ton that loved it. And most of the people that are gone, I'm assuming they did too, because as Amazon or any place that allows people to make comments like YouTube, also feedback, especially when you're not happy, it's coming. That's how you learn about QC issues. So fit with the BLON. If you are into this hobby as an addict, which many of you watching this video are, and you see people with their real pretty sets like their Sonys, and then they buy another $1,000 set and then a $2,000 set, and they're just playing. And people who buy budget stuff do the same thing. They play. If you play or you're interested in a set that's a little more, I think these are like $119. I might be wrong. I'm sorry if I am. One of these two is, I think the L3 is cheaper than the Peacock, actually. If you like the BLON and you think it's got good replay, because it's the same library that I thought that is excellent, I think this would be, not the Peacock, the L3 would be a very serious consideration for you if you listen to the same library that I do. It would be worth your investment because of its price range and its performance. It's very, very, very good. It's a very good set. I'm not doing the comparison because it's a different level from the other one. And I'm going to be perfectly frank with everybody. I keep a list now. And I did that for a couple reasons. One, because I want to see what I said. Like instead of looking at the videos and someone saying, you said last October, blah, 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 just gather it and put it together. And secondly, it's for others to see it instead of asking. They can just be said, go take a look at his list. If it's lower, then he must think it's lower. It's a very easy system to follow. And I ran into my first problem with that. I've had other little issues, but that's kind of like list issues. This is the third Thie that I've been impressed with, and it's very, very impressive, man. If I were to put this in the S tier of my own, like the BLON and like the YBF, I absolutely think it belongs there. And you think, well, of course, then you just put it there. perception is reality, folks, right? If I were to take a brand that is sold by Linsol and put 3 of the 4 in my S tier, it might have not the effect that you would imagine. It might be the opposite. It might hurt the image of this set, which is not what I'm trying to get people to purchase stuff that plays music. My library is similar to yours, very, very well, especially when it's at a good price. That's what I want. But it's awfully convenient that the people that send me stuff, one of their in-house brands, is going to be joining 2 others in the S tier. That's just too fucking cute, isn't it? I'm being really frank with you guys. Forget the fact that Naga Audio I've gotten several, maybe 5, and I've really liked one. The Tipsy Dunmar was on their front page of Linsol for 6 months. I never hyped Tipsy. The NF Audio, NF3U, NF4U, that was also going to be a absorbed brand that would have been in the house that I wasn't my thing, like the Tipsy Dunmar series. The i7, the 7 Hertz, I think it's called. Beautiful brass tips and the whole thing, and a little bit of modification would be fine, but not enough to do like I'm saying with ThieAudio. So same seller, same ability to absorb the company in question, but I don't like it because it doesn't match my personal library. Fearless, maybe 3 out of their 10, I hyped a lot. But this is 3 out of 4. All 4 I like, and I'm going to say that 3 of them are in my top tier. That's you get it? I'm trying to be really frank with you guys. Stuff that people say in DM or like off of video, I'm saying in video. This absolutely belongs right at the top of my list. But if that's going to inhibit people and think that's artificial, and they wouldn't buy this because of that overreach or oversell or whatever, they could take that in the wrong way. And you think too much, bro. No, I don't, bro. I just talked to you. You watching this? I'm talking to you, bro. I've seen how people comment in Reddit and other sites, and they're convinced that there's some kind of conspiracy going on. And I was that guy once, too. And there are people in this hobby that are absolutely bought and sold water boys. I totally get it. It's absolutely legit. The concern is real. You've got people that have no jobs, and their job is actually YouTubing. Like, that money is those income streams are their money. My list that I keep has links that are, none of them are affiliate links, and I write right at the top, if you want to get a link, please use any link you want. I don't care. It doesn't change my income. I'm not a YouTuber. I do YouTube videos, but I don't care for the money. That's not really the thing. But the credibility is important, and this set getting taken seriously is really something that I'd like to get. So you think too much, but this is a complicated community, and some people are going to say, oh, he's hyping it. Well, fucking yes, I'm a hyper. I said that 100 times, but I don't want to be stupid about it and just think like, throw it up at the top tier and it'll fucking sell. No, you might go the other way. So this plays my library supremely, really, really, really well. It's tuned really, really, really well. That these guys, now remember, Naga Audio, Tipsy Dunmar, they don't want to hear their names called. 7 Hertz or i7 or whatever that company's name, and many others that you've not seen the final video for. I didn't hype it. They've been in the same position as this. They just don't appeal to me, my library. This set is really good, and it's from the same company that did a couple other sets that are really good. I like all 4. I think 3 of them are really top of the line. And now I'm thinking, should I just delete this video and restart it and do it more professionally, or just keep it real? So I think I'm just going to keep it real. I was so impressed by this set that I just declined to continue with the comparison between the two, because one is clearly better than the other. And I wanted to investigate how good that actually is. And I took out the BLONs a little bit and listened to a couple things and thought, holy shit, these are really, really good. The timbre, which in my interpretation is the ability to perceive similar sounds and similar frequencies occupying almost the same spot at the same time, but your brain can kind of separate them because of the quality of the replay, would be part of the quality of the timbre. Really good. Everything. Acoustic guitars, electric guitars, female voices, male voices, the bass hit. It's got dynamic driver. It's an epic fucking set, man. I remember raving about the S8F from Fearless and thinking, screaming into the void, and there's a lot of people that got that and they love it, and the BLON's like that, and this is like that. Just really, really, really good. And I did you know what? This needed time. I wanted to be straight about the thinking that goes into this whole thing. It's not just, that's real good, put it on there. Or it was until today. Today was when I realized, oh, these are top level. Wait a second, I already put two from the same company. That's going to be too cute, man. That's not going to go over well. But it's about music. Oh, but it's a complicated hobby. So if you're out there listening and you have taken my recs before, I would say you should really purchase this. Considering its performance and its price, it's really, really good. And if you're people out there and you think there's some cutesy thing going on, you would have thought that anyway. So I get it. Like I said, I was that guy. I still am. I know people in this hobby. I know what goes on, and you're not wrong. And this is hype, but it's considered hype, because putting this in S tier I know is maybe not the best idea, but it's literally all about the music. And my library and all that you're looking at plays back really fucking well on this set. So I'm going to finish this up. I'm not going to delete it. This is going to be saved. This is my thoughts on a video. I'm going to hit the stop button and go ahead and publish it. Good fucking work. They're going to make a set someday that I'm not cool with, but they haven't done that yet. Holy shit. Good stuff. And I'm out.